Week 7 is going to provide a surprising matchup, an unexpected, in my opinion, between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Los Angeles Rams. Unexpected because I thought the Steelers were going to be significantly better coming into the season, yet I'm surprised that they have 3 wins on the season. And the Rams have been playing well above expectations, and I'm surprised that they have 3 wins up to this point in the season. So Steelers are 3-2, still in the AFC North, still in the wild card, but we're starting to see kind of some of the separation of some of these contenders and pretenders. While the Rams, and on the flip side, are probably not going to win the division, but are well into the hunt of getting a wild card spot and competing extremely well, thanks to the rise of Puka Nacua, Tutu Atwell, Kyron Williams, guys of that nature. But I want to throw it over to you, Ryan. What are your overall expectations of both these teams so far in the season and then coming into this Week 7 matchup?
I think this is going to be a very interesting game to watch because I think it's actually going to be pretty defensive heavy. The Steelers are going to want to play this rough style of football, and I think they'll be able to capitalize on this Rams offensive line. But with that being said, this Rams defense has really kind of come into something of its own behind Aaron Donald and been pretty effective. I think they held the Cardinals, not that that's a super big feat, but they held the Cardinals to only 9 points today. And they've only allowed more than they haven't allowed more than 23 points. They've only allowed more than 22 other times. And that was to the Colts and the 49ers.
Yeah.
And so that for me, I think shows just how far this team is playing above expectations coming into the year.
Mm-hmm.
But I used a word for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that I'm not going to use here, and I called them overachievers. I think this is actually just kind of how good this team is, especially now Cooper Kupp is back from IR. This offense, we saw them in the second half of the Cardinals game really kind of take a step forward as everybody kind of learned to play together a little bit better. But it's going to be an interesting matchup. The Steelers, I want to say, have picked things up offensively, but they were kind of given a gift by Lamar Jackson and the Ravens in Week 5. Yeah. And then they really had one big play. And to me, that is the summation of their entire season. It's like they keep these games close sometimes, and then they have like one big play. For example, when they were playing the Browns, the defense was able to keep it close by getting multiple turnovers and scoring, and the offense had one big play to George Pickens, and then they ended up winning that game.
Well, that was going to be the example I brought up. Is in that game specifically, they had 2 defensive touchdowns.
Yeah, and I don't think the Rams are going to give you that.
No, I don't think so either. I also think too one of the things as well, and the Steelers have improved in the secondary. So I don't want to say that they're weaker, but they're not the top secondary in the league. If the Rams are able to contain T.J. Watt and give Matt Stafford time to quickly go through his progressions, the amount of speed that is on that field and that receiving room with Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Tutu Atwell, they're really able to spread guys out. And and Matt Stafford can still sling it for him. He's 34, 35 years old. Yeah. So the biggest thing is you're absolutely right. It's going to come through T.J. Watt and the defensive line just providing pressure, getting Matt Stafford uncomfortable, getting him on the ground. Because if they're not able to provide pressure, if Steve Avila and the offensive line is able to give Stafford some time and protection, I think Stafford's going to be able to pick apart this defense because now having Cooper Kupp back has only made this offense better. It's taken targets away from Puka Nacua, yes, but that being said, though, you still have to watch him because you know how lethal he can be on the offensive side of the ball. On the flip side, the Aaron Donald, it seems like he's almost enough for this Los Angeles Rams defense to always just be competent. And I don't want to say that insulting to the rest of the Rams defense because I do like the Rams defense. I think they play really hard. They played great today against the Cardinals. But he's just such a huge presence. And I bring that up specifically because the Steelers offense is just not good at all. I don't know what it is. You're right. It's maybe not having Deontay Johnston has been a loss. He is expected to be back here depending on his hamstring injury that he suffered in, I believe, week 3. Actually, it might have been week 1.
It was week 1 against the 49ers.
Yeah, because it was a home game out in the sun. That's how I remember that he was gone.
Yeah.
So I'll be curious to see what his addition to the offense, if he does come back, that's something to monitor all throughout the week because he said going into the bye week, like he was expecting to be playing by week 7. Is he on a pitch count? Well, that's something that we'll have to watch. But there's just something about this offense. I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, Mike Canada. It's very easy to always put the blame on him. Also very easy to put the blame on Kenny Pickett. Maybe it's deservingly so. But they just cannot seem to get anything going as well. It could be the offensive line. It's just
that to me is what it is. This offensive line just cannot get anything going.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have no rhythm, even in the run game. Like their lead rusher is Najee Harris. He has 63 carries for 247 yards. Like I'm trying to do the math in my head really quick, but like that's not quite 4 yards a carry.
Yeah.
Like 3.9 something yards a carry. And like that's just not good enough in today's NFL. So
yeah. Oh well, and another thing too to point out here when it comes to the offensive line, it looks like Dan Moore Jr. and James Daniels, both their names are in red, so those are going to be injuries to watch. They've been coming in. Broderick Jones has been playing, and he's been doing okay. I don't think phenomenal, but it's just part of that maybe growing pain, so to say. For a rookie tackle in the NFL. But those are the struggles. And with Najee Harris, a guy like him, you want to get the run game going so you can open it up to George Pickens. You can open it up to Deontay Johnson if he comes back. If Pat Freiermuth is healthy, which he went down with a hamstring injury in week 5, that was an issue as well as something to monitor. If not, then Darnell Washington, your rookie tight end, should be a great red zone guy since he's about 9'5", 300 pounds. It seems like the dude's ginormous.
Yeah.
So all the pieces are there, it seems, but this offense just cannot put it together. So that'll be something to watch, see if they're able to figure it out and make a wild card push, playoff push, because they're still in the division. The Ravens are 4-2, so they're only a half game behind the Ravens after their win today against Tennessee. So it'll be something to watch. Want to kick it over to you. It is in Los Angeles, and before we get predictions, if you are still here with us today, if you're not already, hit that like button and subscribe to the video or subscribe to the channel so you can see when we create new prediction videos. We're doing every single game throughout the season. Ryan, what is your prediction here for this game?
So for me, I'm going to go with the Rams. I think it's going to be a close game, like a 23-20 style game. I just don't think that the Rams will give up the big play to Pickens. And I think this offense ultimately just stalls out more than it converts. And I have faith that this Rams offense will be able to put up some points against the Steelers defense, just because they have the litany of weapons, and just Matt Stafford and Sean McVay working together is just a really good combination. So for me, I'm going to go with the Rams here at home. I think they get it done.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think I'm also going to go with the Rams as well. I feel like the Steelers will have a couple of big plays, but you're right. I feel like that's going to be it. While the consistency from Los Angeles is going to be, it's going to keep on coming. I feel like they're going to be able to put together more consistent drives, while the Steelers are going to have 3 and outs. Yeah, TJ Watt's going to get a couple sacks. Just confident that he's always going to get those sacks, but the errors, the turnovers, just the game management mistakes, I don't feel that coming from Los Angeles. So, yeah, I agree as well. I believe it'll be something similar as what you said. I'll go 24-17.
Okay. Yeah. I just like the Rams in this one. I think they end up coming out ahead, but who are we? Just two guys on the internet sharing our opinion. So let's go ahead and wrap up this video here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on who you think is going to come out ahead in this matchup. Is it going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers? Is it going to be the Los Angeles Rams? Let us know what you think. Other than that, we will see you guys next time.